I really should have killed him before I ended the last episode, but oh well, I'll remember that for next time. Like before, if we head up here, this is your shortcut through the maze if you can get up to the second floor. We're going to drop in right here and get ourselves some fairies. Because we are all out of bugs right now, which makes it the perfect time to get some fairies. With 2 fairies on our team, we should be fine. We can get 1 more bottle at this point, but it's going to be a long haul to get there. So, climb our way out of this area, and let's head up. All the spear guys have in fact returned, but that shouldn't matter to us because we can make that jump. This guy is the big issue. The important reason that he is the big issue is I think he knocks you all the way back here, which is out of hookshot range, so you can't take advantage of them that way. But the only goal is just sneak past him, and then hookshot is... Oh, even hookshotting his butt isn't gonna work. He just gets stunned by it, he does not get killed. So, we can use our sword to get him and pick up 15 rupees. I think he drops either 3 blues or a red every time he dies. There it is, there's the temple. Oh, and there's some clipping over on the right. So, looks like Saria is no longer here. And there's Sheik. Alright, hello Sheik. The flow of time is always cruel. Its speed seems different for each person, but no one can change it. A thing that doesn't change with time is a memory of younger days. In order to come back here again, play the Minuet of Forest. LAX, YXY. Do do do. Do do do. The good old Minuet of Forest. And this is if you've come here before you get the hookshot, you're still okay because of this song. But you'd have to make your backtrack right away. Which honestly wouldn't be that difficult because it's a save and quit sort of situation. If you save and quit anywhere outside of a dungeon, you will respawn in the Temple of Time. So we can now teleport to this pedestal. But our main goal is to in fact head up here. It's wooden, so we should be able to hookshot it just fine. Welcome to the Forest Temple. I don't necessarily want to start a dungeon right now. It's going to be a difficult one, but, well, we're pretty much stuck doing it. Oh, we got the one behind us. Alright, another thing hookshots can be used for is skipping a lot of the walk, or a lot of the slow climb. We can't go too high with our hookshot, but high enough we can get to at least the midpoint. Also, Skulltulas are still a thing, even as an adult. And our hookshot actually does grab them for us. So, from up here, we can make the jump over and get this treasure chest, giving us our first small key for this dungeon. I think we've had small keys in other dungeons before, but if we haven't, well, they're one-time use items, and unfortunately, are really annoying. because for some reason they break after each use. Oh, look, an elevator. But the 4 torches must be lit for that elevator to be here. Thus, when the Poes steal the 4 torches, the elevator escapes and locks. So we have to track them down and go get them. First place we're gonna go, they went to the 4 corners. I feel like going through this locked door first. Because it's one of the harder rooms of this area. At least in my opinion. This and then there's a room like it are going to be the... This is not the room I thought it was. You know, for a cursed bubble, I thought you'd get rid of my sword, but I will take not being cursed. Yeah, this is not the room I remember. So, that's going to make it a little more difficult. I don't know that there's actually anything I can do in this room right now. Well, I should be able to... Arrows painted on the floor. I wonder what they mean. So we can pull these blocks, preferably onto the arrows on the floor. And the arrows are telling us which way it has to go. So we saw this one is just points us forward at this point. So we gotta bring the block till it stops moving, which should be in, I think, one more push. Yep. Now we have to get to another side of it. Thankfully, there's this tunnel. And the tunnels are literally built so that you can't bring the block through. That's their only purpose. And we see with the arrow, we gotta point it this way. Upon getting there, it is now short enough we can climb. And that means we can get to the next floor. Very interesting. Looks like our next block has to go right here. However, you can see we can't really do much with that. We could push it from behind. This would be a perfect spot. However, we can only get it most of the distance. We can't quite get it up to the top. Because we can't pull that last chunk because we are standing in the way. And the block is as big as the chunk, so. Fortunately, there is, if I remember correctly, I was going to say right there, but there's a ladder hiding somewhere around here. There it is. It's in the hallway. Hidden behind the first block. Interesting. We can take this path up and use it to get to the other side of this block. Which we literally give it that last little push, and now we have to go the way I went first. Fortunately, once the blocks have been moved, they stay moved. Come on, up we go. I wish it was a separate button for grab and climb. Just to make it a simpler AI. I mean, simpler movement. Because you have to run up to it and hit A, but if you hit A too soon, you grab it. And sometimes the action icon just doesn't change. It stays as climb. Oh, sorry, it stays as grab. So, upon moving both blocks, we get another ladder. We are very high in this area. And we need another key. You can see why I get annoyed at the keys. We also, shoot as we'd like, we cannot affect that eye. So we've unlocked this path for later. However, there's not much else we can do with it. And there's paths into this room for several directions. I, honestly speaking, do not remember this temple very well. The room we went to right there was definitely not the one I was expecting. Let's go straight through. Maybe that'll be different. And another Skulltula. I'm glad they give you the hookshot first. because you can get so many more Skulltulas as a result, and it's a lot less backtracking. There is still going to be some, because there will always be something that's locked in an area you can't get. Alright, is this the room I was thinking of? Yes, alright, so this is one of the rooms I dislike. Because it's got... I guess I could get Navi to give us the actual name. Actually, these guys are being really aggressive this time. So, that worked in my favor. I'm used to running around in circles with them and not being able to hit them at all. And this gives us our second key. Yeah, so that would have unlocked that other one. And even gives us a fairy? Man, the game has been very generous right now. So, let's make a quick detour back up to where we just were. You can see there's a lot of paths up on this area, so don't be too worried about us not taking certain ones, because we'll get to them, don't worry. I still can't believe it's like 4 floors high, this floor. This room. There it is. Room is a better word for it. Whether you take the climb block or you take the ladder, you're still going to have to take the second one. And they both bring you to the same place, so it's really up to you whichever route you think is the simpler route for you. If you hate the block physics like me, the ladder might be better. However, you can see the ladders hate me too. So I'm really just hoping for a dungeon that's a completely flat plane. You guys can't see my face, but it's just like, really, right after I said that, we got a twisted corridor. But Link seems to be able to handle it no problem. Watch out for shadows of monsters that hang on the ceiling. And we need another key. So, the shadow that hangs on the ceiling is that thing. And it runs away. However, let's get caught by it. These guys are they wall masters? They bring you back to the beginning of the dungeon, which, while it's a bit of a short one, I think I'm going to call it there before we really get into this dungeon. Thank you guys for coming on out to this episode of The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. And in the next one, we're actually going to make some progress into the Forest Temple. And hopefully find 1,000,000 keys because, well, like, there's nothing that says do this path last, and it's always the path I take first. Every single time. How did you block the bloody magic? Anyways, have a great night, everyone. See you guys next time.